Hi, this is Daniel Secton.
And I'm Evans Elliott, and this is the Nightlife News, covering your up-to-date news stream at West Florence High School and the world. Our editors are Chelsea Keel and Brandy Ellington.
Tonight, we're going to be discussing the revolution in Egypt, South Carolina's texting while driving campaign, sports, and lastly, we will have an exclusive interview with Nancy Knight, our chief advice columnist.
Today, we have the privilege of having Stephen Bear, number 1 for the West Florence golf team, here for an interview.
In a few seconds, we will play Evan's exclusive interview with Stephen. This is a West Florence Nightlife News Edition exclusive.
We're here with an exclusive interview with the captain of the golf team, Stephen Bear. Stephen, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing good. So, with a record of 20-2 last year, the golf team looks very promising. How are we going to do this year?
I think we're looking really good this year. Our team's really come together. We have a lot of team chemistry. We get along great, and we have a lot of fun. And we've got talent too, which helps.
We do have a lot of talent. You're number 14 in the nation, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
That's very impressive. So, what's your favorite thing about golf?
Favorite thing? People don't really realize how tough of a sport golf actually is. And even though you don't have to be a physical athlete per se, it still really helps to be athletic and work out and stuff like that.
We know you won the individual state championship last year as a junior. What are the chances for a repeat as a senior? You've had more practice, you've got more experience under your belt.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it looks good. You can't really go in saying that, yeah, I'm going to win, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. Hopefully, I'd like for our team to do really well since it's our last year, and, hopefully I can get it done again this year.
I think you can, Stephen. Stephen, I saw that you signed for Clemson to play college at Clemson next year. Are you excited about that?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to going to Tiger Town next August.
All right, well, good luck with that, Stephen. Thanks for the interview.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
We have breaking news. Mubarak has just stepped down from office in Egypt after many days of protests. Now we have Daniel Secton with an exclusive interview with Daniel Secton.
We're here with Daniel Secton, author of the Facebook Revolution article recently released in the Nightlife newspaper just before Mubarak stepped down from office. So Daniel, what inspired you to write this article? Well, I was watching the news and saw the outbreak in Egypt and felt compelled to write an article about the close ties between the revolution and the social networking site Facebook. I see. And are you surprised that Facebook could be used to spark a revolution? Yes, I know that Facebook is one of the primary ways that our generation communicates, but I never knew it could spark a national revolution and overthrow a government. I was surprised, but I was also amazed that something we consider so inconsequential could lead to such an event. I see. And has writing this article changed your view on Facebook in any way? Yeah, it has. I used to think Facebook and the internet was a right granted to everyone that wanted to use it, but now I see that it's a privilege that we take for granted in America. In Egypt, for some time, the government shut down Facebook. It made me stop to think about how lucky we are to be born in a nation of democracy and freedom of speech. Thanks a lot, Daniel. Any other thoughts? No, thank you, Daniel. Since writing this article, Mubarak has resigned, and it's my hope that the new government will be a strong one and will remain an ally with its neighboring countries and with the U.S. You can see my article in the February issue of Nightlife newspaper. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
Here we have Evans Elliott, Nightlife newspaper investigative journalist. He recently published his article about texting and driving. After the article was published, South Carolina started the state's new texting while driving campaign. Whether or not they decided to do this because of Evans' article is up for debate, but regardless, it is another prime example of how Nightlife newspaper gives you the information before it breaks in the media. Evans, when you were writing this article, did you know that South Carolina was about to launch a campaign against texting while driving? No. Actually, I knew it was an important issue and one that relates closely with our age group. I had no idea that it would spark a whole campaign from the state. Do you truly believe that your article was the sole reason for why they started the campaign? Well, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'd say I was a prime inspiration. Okay. Well, moving on, what do you think is the most important thing teens should know about texting while driving? Statistics show that texting while driving is more dangerous than drunk driving. If you wouldn't drive drunk, why would you put yourself in even greater danger? Do you think South Carolina is making the right steps to prevent texting while driving? Absolutely. The first step towards any cause is awareness, and that's exactly what the state is doing right now. It's important to let everyone know the dangers of texting while driving before it's too late. Great point. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time with us, Evans. Any final thoughts before we leave? Thanks a lot, Evans. I just want to encourage some of the parents out there to tell their kids not to text while drive. I mean, you can see some of the results online, and it's not pretty. And you can check out my article in the February edition of the Nightlife newspaper. West Florence recently put on a successful blood drive. The blood drive was sponsored by the Student Council.
The BP oil spill that occurred on April 20th, 2010 left many people completely devastated. This oil spill has been declared the worst oil spill in the history of the U.S., spilling an estimated amount of over 205 million gallons of oil into the Gulf Coast. For the first time, the anonymous Nancy Knight has allowed us an interview. She's the advice columnist for Nightlife newspaper. No one knows who she is and where she came from. To protect her identity, we have scrambled her voice, but she's allowed us to project a picture of her during the interview. This interview is right after the break. Have you seen her in any of your classes?
No. Have you?
No, I haven't, but she's kind of cute.
Really?
Yeah.
We're still on the air.
Oh. We're back on the air. I'm your anchor, Daniel Sexton, and here's our exclusive interview with Nancy Knight. Nancy, what's your favorite part about being an advice columnist?
I like helping people with problems. Being perfect, I have none of my own, so it's always refreshing to help people that do have issues in their lives.
I see, and how did you get started in your career?
Let's just say I've been around a long time. I probably gave advice to your grandparents.
Yes, I can see that. So what separates you from other advice columnists?
I am the best. I have the most experience, and I've kept my identity a secret from everyone. My husband doesn't even know who I am.
And who is your husband?
Well, his name's Frank, but I'm always up for something new, cutie.
Let's try to keep it professional. So Nancy, how long do you intend to continue giving advice?
As long as I am alive, I'll continue to help the bright scholars of West Florence High School.
Okay, Nancy. So if you had to give me advice, what advice would you give me?
You're not that great of an anchorman. Keep your day job.
But this is my day job.
Oh, well, for the first time in my life, I'm at a loss for words.
I think it's time we went for a break. Thanks, Nancy. It's been a real pleasure. And that's all our time for tonight. This is Nightlife News, bringing you the news before it's news. I'm Daniel Sexton.
And I'm Evans Elliott. Stay classy, West Florence.
Good night.